Hello Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Cancer, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with all that being said, Cancer, let's get started. How does Cancer currently view this relationship? All right, Cancer. So we do have the Page of Pentacles, we do have the Temperance card, and then we also have the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck. Oh, okay. We have the Empress to the Five of Cups to the Hierophant. It looks like you recently decided to let go of someone that you didn't necessarily want to let go of, but you feel like you had no choice but to let this person go. Okay. Now with the Page of Pentacles to the Temperance card coming out here to the High Priestess, you know, I feel like your days are getting, you know, better and better and better. Like as the days go by, it's like you're starting to kind of notice like, okay, like I feel a little bit better today. And then the next day comes by and you're just like, oh, I feel a little bit better than I did yesterday. Like it has that type of, you know, feel to it. I think that, you know, despite the fact that things didn't work out between you and this person, despite the fact that you had to let this person go, I feel like your days are getting better and better and better and better. If it's one thing that I will say, Cancer, is that you feel pretty good about this decision of yours as far as like letting this person go, you know, is concerned. It's not that, you know, you're in this like state of like, oh, like, did I make the right decision or did I not make the right decision? No, like you feel like you made the right decision. That's besides the point. It just sucks, you know, that you had to let this person go. It just sucks that you had to walk away from this person. That's it. But I think that you're, you know, definitely, you know, moving past it. And I keep wanting to say this to you. I feel like your days are just going to keep getting better. Okay. Now let's look at this person. How does this person currently view this relationship? Okay. We have the, ooh. I feel like this person thought that the grass was going to be greener on the other side. And it kind of looks like once they got to the other side, they quickly realized like, oh shit. I guess it's not greener on the other side like I thought it was going to be. Like, I just kind of feel like this person thought that, like, I don't know, like they were going to be happier without you in their life. You know, things of that nature. And it kind of looks like the complete opposite is happening here for them. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Unfortunately for them, I am kind of getting that. Like, this person legit thought, like, you know, now that it's over between me and Cancer, you know, I could, you know, do this with my life. And now I can do that with my life. And now I can do this. You know what I mean? Like, this is awesome. This is great. And then, boom, reality sinks in. And they're just like, oh, okay. Well, you know, it kind of feels a little lonely around here, you know? Okay. You know, like it's just, I feel like it didn't take too long for reality to kind of sink in for them to realize like, oh damn, like, I guess I'm not as happy as I thought I was going to be, you know, like it has that type of feel to it. Oh, well, I mean, okay. How does Cancer currently feel? Okay. We have the Eight of Wands. We have the Ten of Swords. Okay. And then we also have the Four of Wands. Yeah, you feel like you really did make, you know, the right decision. It's like the moment, which by the way, I feel like this was very hard for you to do. I don't know if I said that earlier, but walking away from this person was a very hard and challenging and difficult thing for you to do because it doesn't look like you wanted to walk away from this person. It just kind of looks like this person in some way, shape, or form kind of forced your hand is kind of what I'm getting. But I feel like you're extremely proud of yourself that you got up and you walked away from this person. No matter how hard and difficult it was, you did it. And it kind of looks like you find yourself in a much better place mentally, spiritually, and emotionally, and possibly even financially for some of you now that this individual is not in your life. I just feel like you're just so glad. You're just so glad that you don't have to deal with this, you know, person, everything that they were putting you through. It kind of looks like this person was putting you through a lot. Okay. But I just feel like you're glad that you're not there anymore, dealing with them and all that came with them. Okay. How does this person currently feel? Well, I guess we'll see how this plays out, because I really wasn't expecting this from this person. But we have the King of Wands to the Nine of Swords, and then we also have the Star. There's something that this person wants, and I just can't help but to feel like you are what this person wants. Let's look into this. But there's something about them fearing that they're not going to get what it is that they want. So let's see what it is that this person wants, shall we? Tell me more about the Star. Okay, so we got the Ace of Wands, which speaks our own personal wants and desires. Oh, wow. Well, I mean, this shouldn't come as a surprise or a shocker to anybody, but it looks like what this person wants is to be happy again, but this person feels like the only way that they're gonna be happy again is if they're able to get that one person that did make them extremely happy, which was basically you. And this relationship that they once upon a time had with you, and the life that they once upon a time had with you. But the problem is that they don't think that they're gonna be able to get you back. They just kind of feel so like, God, what's the best way I could describe them in their energy? They just kind of feel, they just feel empty without you is what it is. They feel empty. They also feel lost, like, where do I go from here type of energy. Like, I just feel like you are somebody who brought so much love, meaning, and purpose, right, into this person's life. And now that you're not in it, they're just like, well, you know, now what do I do with my life? Now where do I go from here? I am definitely getting that this person legit thought that they were going to be 10 times happier without you in their life, and it didn't take too long for reality to kind of kick in. Because once reality started to kick in, you know, they started to feel lonely, they started to feel sad, they started to feel down, they started to feel depressed, they started to feel empty. They just want you and what they once upon a time had with you back. But I do feel like this person, you know, is kind of under the impression that you may just be done with them. I feel like the primary reason why this person's afraid that you might just be done with them is because they're not going to know what the hell to do, like, with themselves, if you actually are like 100% done with them. Like, they don't know what the hell they're going to do, is what I'm getting. I also feel like which you might find yourself feeling this way randomly out of nowhere. So just kind of pay close attention to that, Cancer. But I do feel like the ending, right, of this relationship is definitely starting to like hit this person, is starting to hit this person really hard, because this is reality sinking in, right? And you might feel like this all of a sudden like pain, like in your chest out of nowhere. But I just believe that it's because you guys still share a very strong, intense soul-type connection to one another. So, you know, you're very able to, you know, pick up on them, you know, energetically speaking, you know, vice versa. So, you know, out of nowhere, you might just find yourself feeling sad out of nowhere, or you might feel like this all of a sudden, like, you know, pain in your chest. And it's just, you know, reality starting to kind of sink in on their behalf. They're starting to like really like feel it now, is kind of what I'm getting as far as like, you know, the ending of it all is concerned. Okay, let's keep going. What actions? Okay. I see you apologizing to somebody in the near future, but it's kind of like, it's kind of stemming from that place of like, you know, I'm sorry, but I just can't. Like, it's kind of coming from that place with the Ace of Cups to the Five of Cups. Wait, let's look at this person first. What actions will this person take? Was that the Queen of Wands? Oh, I thought that was the Queen of Wands. Okay. What actions? Okay. So you have the King of Swords, you got the Tower, and then we also have the Hermit. Since this tower moment occurred here between the two of you, this person has been, you know, keeping their distance from you. They haven't been calling you and or texting you. But with the King of Swords coming out here, that's telling me that this person's about to break their silence. Let's look into this first, and then we'll jump over to you. So that way the reading in itself flows and it all makes sense. Because I feel like this is like your reaction towards them and what they have to say. So let's do that first. Tell me more about the King of Swords. Tell me more about the King of Swords. This person might be an Aquarius strongly, but here they come. Here they come. With the Knight of Cups coming out here, the Knight of Cups could definitely represent an apology. It could represent somebody, you know, wanting to have a heart-to-heart conversation with you. I am getting an apology. Not only is this person coming back, but I am getting an energy of them apologizing, yeah, you know, to you for self-sabotaging things, you know, between the two of you. We have the Strength, okay. We have the Strength card, and then we also have the Queen of Pentacles, but it came out in the reverse. This person feels like they should have respected you, yes, but I'm also getting, you know, treated you better. Okay. Tell me more about the Knight of Cups. Ooh. Bam. Well, we got the Devil. This is somebody who knows that they treated you in ways that you didn't necessarily deserve to be treated. This person knows that they brought a lot of turmoil into your life, as well as a lot of trauma into your life. This person also knows that they gave you like many, many reasons to get up and walk away from them. And it kind of looks like they just want to apologize, okay, for everything. Okay. Tell me more about the King of Swords. This has been weighing very heavily on this person's chest ever since, you know, this split, I guess, happened between the two of you. There's been a lot of things that this person, you know, has been, you know, wanting to say to you, but it kind of looks like once this dynamic came to an end between the two of you, it kind of looks like they just chose to kind of like bottle it up and just, you know, keep it in. But it kind of looks like this person feels like they have to reach out to you, and they have to talk to you, and they have to apologize to you, and they have to own up to, like, you know, all the stuff, right, that they put you through, and apologize for it. Okay. All right. Let's see what else we can get here. There's going to be a lot of things that this person's going to say to you before they do this, or before they even say this to you. So just keep that in mind. There's going to be a whole lot of, I'm sorry, you know, that I put you through this. I'm sorry that I put you through that. You didn't deserve this. You didn't deserve that. I was wrong for this. I was wrong for that. Like, there's going to be a whole lot of that at first. Okay. But I am definitely getting what will follow after is what this person wants, right? Which is you and what they once upon a time had with you. I don't know if you had a family with this person or what the case may be, but I am getting, I want my family back. I want my family back. So maybe you did have a family with this person, or maybe you didn't. That's not going to apply to everybody's situation, you know, out there, but I am getting that they specifically want you and what they once upon a time had with you back in their life all over again. And I think that this is kind of where we see the response / reaction coming from you. I do feel like when this person apologizes to you, whether it be in person, via text, phone call, you're going to feel the sincerity coming from this person. And it's going to make you feel like, okay, like, wow, like this person's really, really sorry. Okay. So that's number one, is kind of what I'm getting, that you're going to find yourself feeling when this person does apologize to you. You're going to feel the sincerity. As far as this whole, I can't coming from you, it has a lot to do with this reconciliation. Okay, a lot of you feel like you just can't. You just can't go back. You just can't. You can't. Which kind of makes sense, right? Because we were getting this whole you not wanting to go back there as far as like your relationship with this person is concerned. Your relationship with this person, like I said, dude, it just brought a lot of pain, suffering, turmoil, trauma. I mean, the list goes on and on to the point where you're just like, I can't go back to something like that. I'm not going to do it. I don't care how much it hurts. I don't care. I am not going back to something like that ever again in my life. So you're standing firm on, I ain't doing this ever again. It's like you absolutely refuse to put yourself in that predicament ever again with this specific individual, okay? Because a lot of you feel like if you were to take this person back, you're just creating another opportunity for this person to disappoint you, and you refuse to allow this person or anyone at that to make you feel the way that this human made you feel. You ain't doing that no more. Now, we have the Two of Swords, and then we have the Sun. Your mind is definitely made up. Ain't nothing that this person can say and or do, honey, that's going to change that. You are not compromising your happiness, your growth, your progress, but most importantly, your peace for this person. And that applies to anyone. Like if somebody else comes along in your life and disrupts your peace, you will cut that person out of your life in 2.5 seconds. If somebody comes into your life and disappoints you and makes you, feel like, they don't love you, they don't care about you, they don't value you, they don't appreciate you, you are not going to waste any time. You're not going to waste any time when it comes down to cutting that individual out of your life. I feel like this dynamic between you and this person has taught you a whole lot. The way that you're looking at this now is very different from like the way that you were looking at this relationship is kind of what I'm getting. I think that you've come to terms with the fact that, you know what, if somebody wants to do right by me, they fucking will. Okay? If somebody wants to treat me right, they will. If somebody wants to properly love me and care for me, they will. You know what I mean? But I feel like what happened was with you is that you stood around waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting, for this person to change, waiting for this person to do right by you in this dynamic that they share with you. And you're not doing that. You're not doing that no more. You ain't waiting for anybody to do right by you. You're going to start doing right by you. You're not waiting for anybody to love you in the ways that you deserve to be loved. You're going to be doing that for yourself. Okay. And if somebody dares come along, okay, and decides it's a good idea to cross you, you're not going to waste any time cutting that person out of your life. When it comes on to this human, I think that you really did love them. And I think that you really did care for them. And I think that you really did fall for them. It's kind of sad and unfortunate that things didn't work out here between you and this person, but you just can't allow yourself to go back to this person. Not after everything that they put you through. You just can't, you refuse to do yourself that way. Because you feel like if you were to take this person back, that's the equivalent of you disrespecting yourself, and you are not doing that. You are not doing that this time around. So, very powerful read. I will say that. I will definitely say that. Do I think you're making the right decision? Absolutely. And here's why. Because if you were even possibly considering and going back to this person, I probably would have pulled some advice just to see kind of what comes out. But this is kind of why I'm just like, I really hope Cancer, in my head, I didn't say it out loud, but I'm like, I really hope Cancer doesn't go back, but let's see how this plays out, Child, no. Okay, this person showed up as a King of Swords twice and a King of Wands. Being with a King of Wands is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. You are a freaking empress. You did show up as an empress. Child, you're the total package, okay? You are the total freaking package. You bring a lot to this table right here, okay? And you bring the damn chairs, okay? You know what I mean? So it's like, let me keep going. being with a King of Wands is super embarrassing. Being with a King of Wands is super stressful. You know, a King of Swords is somebody who's very fixed in their ways, honey. What you see is what you get. Okay? I say all of that to say this. All the hell and high water this one done brought into your life, they'll bring all of that into the next person's life, into the next person's life, and into the next person's life, and into the next person's life. This is somebody who's very, very fixed in their ways. This is somebody who is not going to change. They're not going to change. No matter how much this one over here might tell you that they're going to change, they ain't going to change. They're not going to change. And what you more than likely went through with this person, the person that they were dealing with prior to you, more than likely went through the exact same thing. More than likely. If I had to bet my last dollar on it, chances are they did. You know, this is somebody that you can't rely on. This is somebody that you cannot depend on. You know, like I said, just being with a King of Wands, it's just embarrassing. It's just embarrassing. It really is. It really is. Because they just do a bunch of foolish shit. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. You know what I mean? They refuse to grow up. This is like the epitome of like a little boy trapped in a grown man's body, or like a little, you know, a little girl trapped in a grown woman's body. It's just, no. No. And I get it, you know, I get why this person's running back to you. I mean, listen, if I were them, I would be chasing you like a dog, child. I would be chasing you like a dog. I really would. So nobody could really blame this person for running back to you. Nobody could really blame them. I mean, you're the total package. I mean, hello. I think anybody in their right mind would, you know, run back to you. I mean, you know, so they do have some common sense. I will give them that. They have some common sense, but let this one over here go and embarrass somebody else and mortify someone else and stress somebody else out. Like, I feel like your days of like giving this one over here chance after chance has finally come to an end, and I'm really proud of you because no, you're an Empress, Cancer. Like, you could do so much better than this. So much better than this. So much better than this. You know? This is somebody who cannot do for you in the ways you could do for yourself. Like, okay? And I think that you know that. I don't think I'm telling you something that you don't already know. Like, you could do so much better than this. And I think that this relationship kind of put that into perspective for you. Like, you may have found yourself from time to time, like, thinking to yourself, what am I doing with this person? Like, what am I doing here with this person? Like, I could do so much better than this. Why am I here dealing with this? You know? I feel like that was like the universe's way of highlighting to you that you could do way better than this. Okay? Don't, you know, like, and I feel like the reason why you held on for as long as you did is because there are certain things, don't get me wrong, that you really do love and value and appreciate about this person, you know, keyword some things, but there was a lot of things that you didn't like about this person, a lot. Okay? So, and I think that you held on because you were hoping that this person would change, but I think that this person showed you time and time that they're not going to change because, again, they harness very fixed energy. Like, they're not going to change. So, you know, the next person that they get involved with, they're going to stress that person out. They're going to disappoint the hell out of that person. That person going to turn around and get rid of them. It is what it is. It is what it is. They are the way that they are, and they're never going to change. And the primary reason why this person is never going to change is because this is that type of person that thinks everybody else is the problem but them. And from the looks of it, having that type of belief and or mentality just hasn't gotten them too far in like romantic relationships. Like, don't get me wrong, like, I think that this person's capable of getting a person to fall in love with them and commit to them, but it's only a matter of time before they start disappointing that person, letting that person down, you know, to the point where that person that they're with decides, I can't do this anymore, and they dip. Just like you did. Just like I'm pretty sure the person that they were dealing with prior did the same exact thing. And it really has nothing to do with you or the person that they were romantically involved with prior to you or the person before that. It has everything to do with them, but they just don't want to see it that way. Everybody else is a problem with them. There's nothing that this person needs to change about themselves. They're perfect. They're great. Everything's wonderful with them. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like history just keeps repeating it. This is somebody who's not spiritually based at all. Because I'm getting that strongly off of them. Like, it's like history continues to repeat itself, right? In this person's life. And it's like, I feel like they look at it like, oh, like that's a coincidence. Yeah, that's a coincidence. Yeah, that's just a coincidence. Like, I feel like you left this person for the same reasons why the person that they were dealing with prior to you left them. But in their head, it's like, that's a coincidence. Oh, well, you know, it's a coincidence. It has to be. And it's like, no, there's no such thing as coincidences. Everything in life happens for a reason. It's like Spirit's trying to get this person to, like, you know, grow up, learn their lesson. And it's just like they keep repeating the same cycle over and over and over and over again. And then they keep looking at it like, that's weird. That's a coincidence. Oh, well, let me keep going. And it's just like, okay, well, you know, I guess, you know, I guess, you know, but yeah, that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated, and I will see you guys here next reading.